Welcome to my game, where you can blow up people as a massive guy, be blown up as a small guy, trying to make it to the end, flop, and stare menacingly at the upgrade shop NPC, Joe. Today, we have quite a long list of stuff to do. It's quite daunting, actually. In particular, make Steam matchmaking. End goal? Feed my family and get much closer to actually being able to release the game on Steam. Wishlist in description. Let's start with changing the character's body. You know, something easy to get myself started. Except it isn't. I had to copy and paste all the information about every single joint on the character's body, only to press play and him just lay on the ground? Hey, at least it makes for a funny clip in the video, right? Crisis averted. I just had to tick a checkbox. Now this is painful to admit, but the walking animation is a bit ugly. It's because he's actually walking on a big invisible bean, and his legs just follow, not actually having anything to do with the ground. So I decided to get rid of the bean and actually let his legs interact with the world, and it didn't look too bad. But little did I know the suffering I was about to go through. Doing that made him wobble around like he's drunk and randomly fall through the floor. No problem, I'll just fix that. Oh, now the camera is jittery and he doesn't stop walking when you stop pressing W. Okay, no problem, I'll just fix that too. Now the player doesn't die anymore and the jumping feels funny.
Not finished yet. There's more. Let me show you this. Over here, there's more.
Look how cool the little walk is now. This happened completely by accident because it's all physics-based. He even wobbles side to side. During testing, I noticed having rounds in the game made it feel a bit slow, because every time you die, you're just kind of stuck waiting doing nothing and probably closing out the game to... We decided to not have rounds and instead have a constant stream of players. The mini players have as many lives as they want and their objective is to kill the mega player. This was more fun, but we are still trying to perfect it, so it might not be the final game mode. When testing this, Tooty, the YouTuber I'm making this game with, thought the flopping arms looked almost like a slap, so slapping is in the game now. It's kind of useless, but Tooty had another great idea. Before the game, we're gonna spawn everyone into a floating arena. They have to slap each other off, and the last person standing gets to be the big player. Anyway, what's next? Make sure the main menu doesn't look like a Nazi salute. What? It doesn't look like that at all, my god. I changed stuff around a bit, and now it kind of looks like a game that I've played before, but I really don't know where I remember this layout from. I switched my focus to making some maps. I have two at the moment, which is a foresty ocean thing, and this lava map. So I added an ice map, a flooded city map, and a radioactive acid mad lab type map. I definitely still want to improve these a bit, because they're kind of simple looking, but now we have 5 maps total. Have you ever wondered what happens when you press the find match button in a game? Well, I'm about to find out, because it's time to make some Steam matchmaking, baby. I'm not gonna bore you with all the details, because it truly was not fun. Just know that every time I wanted to test even the tiniest change, I had to upload the whole game to Steam again, then publish the changes, then restart Steam so it actually updates the game, load up a virtual machine with Windows on it, open Steam on that machine, and then updates the game and test the changes. Oh, and that doesn't even cover it randomly disconnecting for seemingly no reason until I found out Steam was actually limiting how many times I could do this in a day. Thanks, Steam. Very nice. It's time to tackle the small players upgrades. Currently, this is what the item shop looks like. It's just not got enough stuff to entertain you for hours and hours. So the item shop went from this before to this after. In the helmet tree, there's a ton of new stuff, like a ninja bandana which lets you dash, 2 ninja bandanas which lets you dash, but better, a shiny helm which makes you completely invincible for a very short time, and many more. The shield tree has self-regenerating force fields, colossal shields which slow you down but have a lot of health, and wide shield, which helps you protect people around you. And of course, the shoes, which also come in chunky variations, which make you more tanky, and winged variations, which make you the fastest floppy guy that's ever lived at the expense of making you more vulnerable. Also, instead of the items themselves giving you stats, I got inspired by a little browser game called dep.io, and instead made a little stat upgrade section. So now, items give you a percentage bonus towards those stats instead, which should give the game a bit more depth. But then again, I'm not a game designer, designer, so I have no idea. It might actually suck, what do I know? The big guy still needs some attention. He currently has 5 towers, which each branch out into 2 stronger versions, as well as a laser ability. But we need more. I made a fan tower, which for some reason wasn't rotating towards the player. I was working on this for a good while, and little did I know, during all this time, the rotation speed was set to 0. This one branches out into the Fanatron 3000, and I am never making a model of this shape ever again. It blows in 3 directions though, which is pretty cool. I also made a slippy slidey ice tower, which I thought would be as simple as setting the ground friction to 0 around it. But boy was I wrong, because this literally did nothing. Hey, at least the particles look cool though, right? To fix it, I had to do some maths. And I made it harder to change a walking direction, inspired by the ice in old school RuneScape. I also wanted to add another tower you can place on the track. I was thinking of a trapdoor, but it's actually very hard to dynamically make holes in a model. So I scrapped this idea and opted for cucumber. It's not just any cucumber though, it's very angry. Because as soon as you touch it, you get launched into the stratosphere. And to be even more annoying, I made a stealthy version, which you can't see until you get hit by it. I also added a blizzard and wind ability. But I think these are a bit of a cop-out, as I still want to make the big guy move, and have him smash the map with his fist, for example. But whenever I went to animate him, he went into this strange pose. I'm gonna keep revisiting this, so hopefully I can get it working soon. Okay, so in 3 days, I'm supposed to be testing the game with Tutti and like 3 to 4 friends. And of course the game said, fuck you, Brian. I'm gonna break. So I got to fixing the random stuff going wrong, like the sweeper, even though I changed absolutely nothing remotely related to this in any way at all. I tried fixing it like most AAA game studios, which is adding more colliders. At first, this literally made the player possessed, but after I fixed that, it worked pretty well, other than the fact that now the big player can't see the sweeper at all. I've had enough. This is now a cooking channel. You remember that chicken shawarma recipe I was looking at last video? Well, I'm making it, goddammit. And you're gonna watch every second. Another problem I want to fix before the testing is this ugly white line. Turns out, a graphic setting was causing it. So instead of fixing it, I did what I do best and disabled it. Nobody will know. I also fixed a problem with one of the items, a decoy bandana, because the player suddenly started getting stuck in the decoy. Cool. That's everything ticked off the list. Let's hope nothing goes wrong during testing.
Yeah, so basically put the cannon down and then immediately would just like, since a couple people fell off, I was able to just instantly max the cannon and then dead. Yeah, they're just dead.
After only 20 minutes, I have another rather large list of things to do. Fun. Wishlist my game now. The link is in the description. I think we're getting a lot closer to the release of the game now. Even just looking at the footage from last month and comparing it to this month, you can see how much it's improved. Hopefully, if everything goes to plan, we can release it in a couple of months. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
What the f did you just say about me, you little bitch? I'll have you know I graduated top of my class in the Navy SEALs and I've been involved in numerous secret raids. You are nothing to me but another target. I will wipe you the